So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Point of No Return. Why do I keep saying Point of No Return? I said that in my last video. It's called Road of No Return, 2009. This is going to be a lame variant of Pulp Fiction. They even have a variation of oh, here comes the cop car. So this gay guy just came to my Holiday Inn Express where I'm working my last day, ironically, and he comes yelling and screaming for me to call 911. I don't know what the heck's going on. He's like flailing his arms and screaming like a gay man. And he goes inside, announces that he's gay, and he's in some girl's room. And then two janky looking guys come chasing after him. And all of a sudden, the cops finally show up. I hear all this yelling and screaming inside. I don't know what the hell's going on. And then I just finished watching Point of No Return, this lame variant of Pulp Fiction. It's got all this four characters, very much stereotyped, and but in a politically correct kind of way. And David Carradine plays the corrupt DEA agent who hires hitmen to go after drug dealers, according to him, as a countermeasure against the liberal politicians who give lenient drug sentencing to the drug dealers, according to him. And he's based in Los Angeles. He's got Michael Madsen as his sidekick. Both of them are, of course, in Kill Bill, another Tarantino flick besides Pulp Fiction that I guess was quite popular at the time. I thought both movies, the two Kill Bill movies and Pulp Fiction, were kind of overrated, which is not to say that they weren't good or funny. I thought Pulp Fiction was quite funny. And the kind of ironic thing about tonight is I knew with my luck on the last day there'd be some kind of crazy situation going on here. And sure enough, it happened right before my eyes. I kind of hid in the shadows after I seen those two guys chasing after that gay dude. And before the cops arrive, I kind of moseyed on around the corner. Anyways, getting back to the movie. So the four guys, the four hitmen, so they name themselves anonymously. One guy's called Whitey, the other one's Blackie, the other one's Foreigner, although he's a white guy with a beard and a phony accent. He's not really very convincing. And then there's Indian, who's really native dude, and doesn't look native at all. So anyways, the cops are here. So getting back to the movie, the Whitey dude is like a redneck from New Jersey, which doesn't make any sense. I guess his father went to jail, and his father was living in the South. So it's funny that he doesn't have a Southern accent, though. He wears this Confederate bandana, and he spits tobacco in this glass jug thing. And so they kill a bunch of drug dealers, and then, but the foreigner dude wants to trace the license plate of one of the DEA agents. So they end up. So the police are interrogating these two janky-looking dudes, and anyways, the foreigner's friend who's trying to trace the license plate, he ends up getting shot in the head while he's in the shower, blood squirting all over the place. And the thing that kind of reminded me of Pulp Fiction was there were two things. The first one was the hold-up scene, where Samuel L. Jackson quotes the Bible, that famous scene, and they try to recreate something like that in this movie. The Blackie character holds his gun sideways. He dresses up like Shaft, and he eats a lot of fried chicken. He practices the cult religion of Blackism, which has 5 or 6 tenets, and he calls white people the devil and stuff. And the Indian guy is all into transcendental meditation. The native guy, he's like I don't know, he's reading the Dalai Lama, which doesn't make sense. Dalai Lama is in China, and is a tenet of Buddhism. I don't see what that has to do with the native culture, but the Indian character, the native guy, he's more like a Buddhist in this one, and none of the characters really. They try to stereotype the characters, but they're so stupid and don't make any sense. So it's like politically correct, stupid stereotypes that they keep coming up with, and I don't know. David Carradine and Michael Madsen are the producers of this one, by the way. It's one of David Carradine's last movies. I don't know if it's his last one, but in any case, the first drug dealers that they kill are they're kidnapping these 2 orphan girls, presumably for sex toys for the drug dealers, and so after they shoot the drug dealers in the beginning, they let the 2 girls tag along for their hit spree, and Whitey's mom shows up, starts cleaning up the place. She's taking care of the little girls, and then the government catches wind. Michael Madsen catches wind of the license plate thing. He wants to kill all of the hitmen now before they discover that their DEA agents are hiring the hitman to kill the drug dealers. And they want to keep it secret, I guess, so that the public won't know the real story. They want it to be a covert operation. And David Carradine is supposed to be like former Vietnam platoon leader in charge of the whole thing. So they end up shooting everybody except for the little freckled orphan Annie looking girl. But they shoot her sister, the mom, Whitey, and the native dude. And I think the native dude only managed to shoot one DEA agent who had the key to the door. So Blackie knows. Blackie and Foreigner show up. They know that their DEA, that their employers are out to get them because they find the house key in one of the DEA agents' pockets. And so they take off. They call Michael Madsen, tell him to meet him out in the desert, middle of nowhere, presumably somewhere between Bakersfield and Las Vegas. I don't know. And then the first scene where they kill the drug lords is at the Mexican border with the United States, somewhere close to San Diego, Tijuana, around there. And so they're in Southern California, and that's about it. I just thought this movie was so ridiculous and over the top and dumb that I really couldn't get into any of it. And really poor variation of Pulp Fiction, in my opinion. I know they ripped off a bunch of scenes because another scene where they're in the Denny's or whatever, that was pretty much ripped off from Pulp Fiction, where they're just talking to each other about this, that, and the other. And yeah, not a good flick. I hated it. Skip it. Don't watch it. It's pretty bad. None of the characters had any redeeming qualities, in my opinion. They tried to make the foreigner guy a smart Harvard dropout who reads the Wall Street Journal, which is surprised they're still in business around 2009. But anyways, not a very believable character. Like I said, it's a white guy in a beard who's supposed to be like Arabic or something, and he's not. He's just got some kind of phony accent that they came up with. Not very believable, and it's hard to imagine that these hitmen would just take care of these little girls while they're, especially after one of them got shot. It doesn't make any sense, and nothing in this movie makes any sense. There's no plot. It's just really bad. Not in a good way. I can't say that it's one of those so bad that it's good type movies. But it's nice to know that the police were here twice today. And you have to call 911 to get them out here, though. Because God only knows where they are the rest of the time. And that's about it. That's the end of my review. My last day working graveyard shift. I can take my son to church on Sundays now. And I'll probably put in some more hours at my other two jobs. Although I was kind of surprised that when I followed up 3 times on during the past couple weeks to fix my schedule for yesterday and the day before, the guy said, don't come into work. So that was kind of discouraging, but it's nice to know that he fixed my schedule for next week, so I won't run into that problem, at least for next week. And Hopefully, I can work Saturday at my new office. We'll see how that goes. But finally, trying to figure out my new schedule where I just work during the day and never graveyard on weekends. So hopefully, I'll be a little bit less tired on Sundays uh, today, actually. And I did get about 12 and a half hours of sleep yesterday, so I'm pretty good. Like I didn't work at all from 7 a.m. on till now, and hopefully I can watch like Lorna and Mudhoney. I know Lorna is a great flick. About halfway through that one, I just got to pick out a spot in the Starbucks cafe where I can just kind of have my back to the wall kind of deal. It's going to be a little tricky because they don't really have seating arrangement like that, but at least if I could have my back to the glass case where they keep all the sandwiches and things, um, I can avoid having somebody look over my shoulder to see naked women and stuff. Um, then I'll try to get through Mudhoney also if I can find it, and those will be my next two reviews. The Bad Cop disc, unfortunately, was cracked, so I had to return it, request a new disc, and that's about it. For now, I guess I'll I guess I'll talk to you later today when I get around to Lorna and or Mudhoney or both. Well, at least I'll get through Lorna. We'll see about the other Rustmeyer flicks if they're available. How much I can get through without having to take a nap or whatnot. But yeah, once these cops leaves, I'll probably try to nod off for a couple hours just so that I'll be awake later on today to watch those. So that's what you got to look forward to, and I guess that's it for now. Laters.